Trump on the burning American flag, you and I didn't agree with it. You're not going to agree 100% with everybody on everything.
So on that, by the way, I meant to. I'm gonna divert from our big headlines of the day for 1 second to go to that because I meant to speak about this, but they're out with the shooting at the church, and there's been, we got a very active news cycle this week. But Clay, so it was interesting that executive order. When I went back and looked at it, and I will hat tip Mark Levin for pointing this out. The headline the White House put out on the executive order was certainly it was basically saying, I'm trying to find it right now, but it's basically saying we're passing an executive order to ban flag burning. I mean, it was something that really indicated, but the executive order itself was more directed toward, well, we want to make it clear that any criminality involved in burning a flag, stealing the flag, all the, incendiary in public, whatever it is, incendiary device in public, that will be prosecuted. So there was a little bit of, it was a little bit different than I think was initially. Here you go. This is the I actually have it in front of me now. The White House said, and this is from their official account, prosecuting burning of the American flag. But then when you get into the executive order, and I hat tipped Mark on this because I look, he's a very smart guy, understands the law. I said, if he's thinking this, I'm sure I got to go in and read this executive order. The order directs the attorney general to vigorously prosecute those who violate our laws in ways that involve desecrating the flag and to pursue litigation to clarify the scope of the First Amendment in the area. So it also instructs the attorney general to refer flag desecration cases that violate state or local laws. So, Clay, it's basically saying it's not that if you go out and burn your own flag, it's not illegal under this executive order. Trump wishes it was illegal and is going to litigate and disagrees with that Supreme Court case. But if you take someone else's flag or you create a public disturbance or some public danger through the burning of, so it's a little,
I,
it's
I
threading
wish
it's threading a needle here. But that is the distinction that was made.
I wish that they had done this argument in the context of burning trans and
Well,
gay
that was what
pride
we said. But
flags
to be
too.
clear, we hit that right away. I said you can't have burning trans flag sends you to prison for 15 years, but burning American flag is fine. And also to be clear, I think burning the American flag is absolutely disgraceful. And if I were in charge, you wouldn't be able to do it. But the existing Supreme Court law is very clear on this. You have to have a new Supreme Court decision to change that.
But I think if you went in and said, hey, we're not going to now create a difference in how we treat flags based on the politics behind them. So you stand for the principle of punishment should be either in existence for all of them or none of them. I would argue none of them. I understand people would disagree. I'm not saying that I want to burn any flag. I don't think that's particularly helpful, but I actually think the conversation becomes more difficult on the left if you, instead of saying, because they're naturally going to say, oh, you should be able to burn the American flag, because many on the left do not like America and are not proud of our country. But if you then tell them, hey, but if you burn a pride flag, there's no punishment. If you put pride flag on, we've had conversations about this, but I'm still fired up about it. If you put a pride flag on the road, you can't charge someone with a hate crime because they burn rubber on it.
Yes.
You're basically trying to set up a crime opportunity when you put a flag on the road. So if he takes that step, then I think it turns into a really interesting conversation, because what you will get them to do, Buck, is they will say, well, no, you should go to prison for burning
Correct.
a gay pride flag,
And
but
we hit
American
this
flag
when
is
this
fine.
happened.
Yeah.
Right. We hit this when it happened. That's what I said. I said this is the thing that this so to Trump's credit on this one, he's establishing that he thinks that the flag should be protected, and a lot of us agree with that. It currently is not. Just to be, the White House does not dispute that. So anybody in my mentions or emailing us, the White House doesn't dispute that technically right now the burning of the American flag because of Texas, what was it, Texas v. Johnson or something, the Supreme Court case, that is still good law, that it can be burned. But the only complaint I would have about how the White House rolled this out is when the headline is prosecuting burning of the American flag, everyone's going to assume, okay, well, it's actually prosecuting laws violated in the act of burning the flag other than burning the flag. So it's a little, so that is where there is some wiggle room here. And I think it raised the issue to public consciousness, but the politics of it, to your point on the trans flag and how that's a sacred symbol of the state. No, that's unacceptable. Or any, honestly, LGBT flag, Palestinian flag, whatever. If flag burning is legal, flag burning is legal. I don't care what flag it is. All right. So I think we've covered that, but Clay, I did really want to return to that because there was some confusion around it. And there we have it. All right, now on to some fun, good news here. Just some great stuff that I would love to talk to everybody about. First of all, we got to keep an eye on the situation of the economy because it affects all of us. And here's CNBC's Steve Leisman just letting you know, hey, Trump's president, private sector wages looking pretty nice, looking pretty good. Play one.
Here is private sector wages up 0.7%. That's pretty strong.
Pretty strong.
That's a strong number. Do you want to annualize that on national television? Or should I do it for you?
You're at about 5%.
You're about 5%. Those are strong numbers suggesting of a strong labor market. How is the labor market weak if wages are going up quite so strongly?
Labor market looking good. Okay.
Yes.
Just noting that inflation looking good, labor market looking good, stock market looking good, price of gas low. How many of these things, Clay, can pile up that look good before even the haters and the losers have to admit Trump knows what he's doing?
No doubt. And this is where you can see the shifting panic in the Democrat arguments. Because if we took you back to April, it was tariffs, the economy is going to collapse. We played yesterday. The growth rate in the second quarter was 3.3%, which was a multi-year high. Earnings, if you pay attention to them, have been fantastic. We are right now right around record all-time highs in the stock market. And so they tried to make crime their thing. The problem is Trump is driving down crime, and most people, white, black, Asian, and Hispanic, are in favor of him driving down crime. The border is completely shut down. The only real face of the kicking people out of the country who shouldn't be here legally, that are not here legally, the only real face of deportation so far is somehow a human trafficking wife beater, Kilmar Abreu Garcia. This is where I say Trump has picked smart things to focus on. Democrats can't land a punch on him. It is like, remember back in the day, Floyd Mayweather was such a good boxer. This is one of the most debilitating things I've ever heard. He would pick fights, slap people in the face, let them throw full-on punches at him, and he was so quick he could just dodge them. When he would get in fights, he would just bob and weave, slap a guy in the face, and never actually need to throw a punch, and then just wait until the guy throwing big punches at him just got super tired and basically stopped. That's kind of Trump right now.
That's up there with the mean older brother move of getting on top of you and then using your own hands to slap you in the face,
Yeah.
Why are you slapping yourself in the face while you're making him slap himself in the face? I didn't realize that that the boxer had done something like that.
Yeah, Mayweather was so quick back in the day that he didn't even get in fights with people. He just basically stood there and said, "You can't hit me." And I feel like Trump is in many ways like that. Another analogy that a lot of people will get, The Matrix, where eventually you understand how everything is moving so well that you can basically dodge bullets in the Matrix films. They can't land a punch on him. They cannot manage to actually make arguments against what he is doing, and it's all just shifting gobbledygook.